Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, what a gorgeous day it was out there today. And how about this beautiful shot from this afternoon? This is at the Rondo Rock Sky-Fi Tower camera, thanks to Localtel, looking upriver on the Columbia River, and lots of blue sky out there. A few clouds along the horizon today, but not really a lot to speak of. A little bit breezy at times too, and temperatures very, very comfortable. And as we move into Friday and the upcoming weekend, yeah, we're going to see a little bit of wind. So if you're thinking about maybe getting out on the Columbia River or maybe Lake Chelan, do remember that we could see some winds between 10 and 20 miles an hour here in the Wenatchee area, Chelan as well. That could make for some rough water and some choppy water this weekend. But all in all, temperatures will be mild and we should see lots of sunshine. And we will talk more about your weekend weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The primary election in Douglas County was certified on Tuesday, but one race remains too close to call. Beginning Monday, a DOT contractor will begin work to repair and upgrade wiring to the flashing beacons at intersections of US 2 and 97 between Monitor and Dryden. And Chelan County Commissioners reaffirmed their opposition to a U.S. Park Service plan to reintroduce grizzly bears into the North Cascades wilderness. But first, we begin tonight. Washington Governor Jay Inslee has ended his run for president after 4 months and little nationwide support. Inslee made the announcement Wednesday night and announced today that he will run for a third term as governor. Earlier this week, Inslee topped 130,000 individual donors to his campaign, one of two benchmarks needed to participate in the fall Democratic presidential debates. However, the second requirement, at least 2% support in 4 national polls by next Thursday, seemed unreachable. Inslee has struggled to reach 1% support. Attorney General Bob Ferguson, who was expected to run for governor if Inslee did not, said today he will seek another term as Attorney General. His campaign focused almost exclusively on climate change, and in announcing his withdrawal from the race, Inslee said he has successfully made it part of the national discussion. Well, the primary election in Douglas County was certified on Tuesday, but one race remains too close to call, that for Waterville mayor. In Waterville, the two candidates seeking the second position on the November ballot remain in a virtual tie. Auditor Thad Duvall has scheduled a recount next Wednesday to decide who will run against top vote getter Jill Daling Thompson. Lloyd Smith's one-vote lead over Charles Driver requires an automatic recount under state law. Well, a heads up tonight from the Washington Department of Transportation that beginning on Monday, a DOT contractor will begin work to repair and upgrade wiring to the flashing beacons at intersections of US 297 between Monitor and Dryden. During the work, prepare to stop when flashing signs will be covered. Unlighted signs will be used during the work, which will mean the drivers will not have the flashing beacons to indicate that an intersection signal is changing from green to red. 5 intersections between Monitor and Dryden will have the beacons shut off for repairs in the following weeks. Chelan County Commissioners reaffirmed their opposition to a U.S. Park Service plan to reintroduce grizzly bears into the North Cascades wilderness. Last month, the Park Service announced the reopening of the public comment period. Former U.S. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke had closed off the comment period without explanation last year. County Commissioner Doug England objected to the original plan when it was first proposed, and his and the board's position has not changed.
We have endangered species that we're involved with and working with now, and in many cases the grizzly bear, to stick them in an area, an apex predator that eats other endangered species is just creating a problem. And we feel that in partnership with Okanagan County, that we will try to step up and try to remind them of their responsibility and what we can do to make it a workable plan. And you know, when you're talking about introducing 200 grizzly bears, that's an awful lot of apex predator population to introduce in the area.
Commissioner England has plans to make the county's case against the grizzly bears' plans when he travels to Washington, D.C. next month. Commissioners are also planning to set a date next month for a public forum on the matter. The public has until October 24th to submit comments. Well, coming up next, Okanagan County Fire District number 6 has been awarded a $1.8 million grant to create a firefighter vocational training program. Fish and Wildlife Police are looking for the person responsible for shooting a deer with an arrow near Leavenworth. And we'll let you know about some of the events happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh, and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community. And that's pretty useful for everyone.
Make plans to attend the August 30th grand opening of the all-new Goodwill on Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick.
Welcome back. In another news, Okanagan County Fire District number 6 has been awarded a $1.8 million grant to create a firefighter vocational training program. The grant is from the Bruno and Eileen Betty Foundation of Lacey. It will be administered through the Community Foundation of North Central Washington and will pay for the latest training materials, equipment, and facilities. However, the grant is dependent on the passage of a bond or levy to build a new district fire station to house the program. Once begun, the training will be open to firefighters in Okanagan, Chelan, Grant, and Douglas counties. Fish and Wildlife Police are looking for the person responsible for shooting a deer with an arrow near Leavenworth. The buck seen wandering around Leavenworth Wednesday with the arrow protruding from its neck. The department received 15 calls about the deer. Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife Police found it laying in some brush near the fire station and were able to immobilize it before removing the arrow. The buck later got up and instantly started feeding again. Fish and Wildlife reported that good news. The arrow had a field target point on it. Well, time now to find out what's happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend. Here's NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. The NCW Fair is taking place now through Sunday at the Waterville Fairgrounds. Come enjoy the carnival, Indian relay race, food, vendor shopping, Big Bend Roundup, livestock sale, and more. New to the fair is Reptile Isle, Beer Garden After Party, KKRV Dirt Dance Floor, and Battle of the Bands. Trivia night with the Wenatchee Public Library is this Friday at 7 p.m. at Pybus Public Market. Librarians from Wenatchee Public Library host this fun night of trivia for teens and adults. Teams of 2 to 8 players compete for top prizes in this evening of challenging trivia. Snacks are provided by the Friends of the Wenatchee Public Library. Admission is free. Beat the heat with a family-friendly art class at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center this Saturday from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Parents and children are invited to join in for interactive fun projects. The cost is $10 for one parent and one child. Additional children are $3 each. Space is limited and pre-registration is required. And finally, the Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival is this Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Town Toyota Center. Meet the winemakers and taste the award-winning wines. Plus, enjoy locally handcrafted distilled spirits, craft beers, and a wide selection of amazing food. It's the largest gathering of wineries in the region and the only professionally judged wine event dedicated to wines produced in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. Entertainment will be provided by the Confluence Jazz Trio. Award-winning wines will be available for purchase to benefit the Wenatchee Valley Museum Museum and Cultural Center. There are still general admission tickets available for $45 each. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson, where we've got huge news. We've started our Blueberry U-Pick. It's a great time to toss the family in the car and get on out to Blueberry Hills, where you can get the best down-home scratch country cooking around and pick some of the world's most delicious and largest blueberries that have been high desert farmed. This makes for an intense blueberry flavor, and they are so much fun to pick. Our fields are open 8 to 2:30 daily and restaurant from 8 to 3, so come on out and join us.
Some jobs are a calling. They call on something higher, something deeper, and a commitment to country that never dies. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local veterans. With every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select veterans organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Veterans Affinity debit card.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson introduces us to Sasha the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We're here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Sasha.
Yes.
Can you tell us about Sasha?
Yes, this girl is about 6.5 years old. She's lived in a home with kids before, indoor cat. She gets along well with male dogs. She's a delight here. She's so much fun for all of our volunteers. She loves water, she loves tennis balls. So she's hoping for a home with somebody that would love to play fetch with her all the time. You know?
That's awesome.
Yes.
And if someone wants to adopt her, what should they do?
They should come on down here to the Humane Society and go ahead and meet Sasha. She is available to go today.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to the details, as we head into, we're getting into our final weekend now almost of August. Taking a look outside this afternoon. What a day to be on the Columbia River around the Arondo area. This from Arondo Rock looking upstream on the Columbia River. And you can see just a beautiful day today. A few high clouds out there. We did see some cumulus clouds along the horizon as well. Didn't affect us all that much. A cold front barreled through our area yesterday. Did didn't bring us much as far as anything as precipitation goes. Most of that was to our east, but we did see some windy conditions, and it stayed a little bit on the breezy side today. And boy, did our temperatures stay down as well today. Unofficially, high temperature in Wenatchee, 84 degrees, which is still just below where we should be for this time of year at 85. Our normal low 60. We were pretty much right there too this morning at 62 degrees. Still holding steady at 4.73 inches of moisture since January 1st. Sunrise this morning 6:06, and for the first time, sunset is now at 8 p.m. Let's take a peek at your Friday forecast. And tomorrow it looks a little bit warmer and very nice actually tomorrow. Not quite as breezy, although we will be breezy over the next 48 hours or so. 86 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 85 for Quincy, 85 as well tomorrow in Wenatchee. So about the same today, maybe a little bit warmer. 74 Lake Wenatchee, 84 the high temperature in Chelan. It should be a great day to head up that way. And 84 the high temperature tomorrow in Omak. Taking a look at that surface loop now. Tonight we can expect mostly clear skies. Once again, it will be breezy, 5 to 15 miles an hour. That's what that green color indicates, all because of this huge area of low pressure right now in the Gulf of Alaska, and that's causing all kinds of problems down in the Ketchikan, Sitka area as far as wind and lots of rain. For Friday, partly cloudy. It will be a breezy once again. The gold color is about 10 to 20 mile an hour wind, and that'll be through central Washington. But by Saturday, that does pick up a little bit, 10 to 20 miles an hour out of the west. We will see wind gusts on Saturday with sunny skies of about 28 miles an hour, and then things get very, very nice as we move into the end of our weekend. Sunshine, most of the cloudiness will move off to the northeast into Alberta and Saskatchewan, and that'll leave us with nice clear skies as we end the week on Sunday, and that will make for the start of a warming trend as we move into the first week of our work week next week on Monday. Sunny, and we will see temperatures on Monday in the mid to upper 80s. As we get into Tuesday, we will stay on the warm side with temperatures approaching 90, even some lower 90s around much of central and north central Washington, all fueled by a large area of high pressure that's bringing all that warm air into Washington state. For Wednesday, more of the same. Could be our warmest day of the week. Sunny and hot on Wednesday with high temperatures then in the lower to mid 90s. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune 7-day forecast. Tonight we'll drop down to where we're supposed to be at 60 degrees, 85 to end our work week tomorrow. A few more clouds tomorrow as well, ahead of another brief weather system that will move in Saturday. Will bring those windy conditions our way. Keep in mind, afternoon winds Saturday 10 to 20 miles an hour, high temperature 83, 84 to end our weekend on Sunday. And then look at that weather Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 87 Monday, 90 your high temperature on Tuesday, sunshine and warmer midweek Wednesday with highs then of 92, low temperatures nice too in the middle 60s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hi everyone, this is Brent Crowder. After 13 years with the Town Auto Group, I have returned home to Town Toyota where it all started. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, let me help you find the right one at the right price. Toyota is reliable and trustworthy, and you can count on me to be the same. When it comes to buying your next car, you can't go wrong with Toyota and Crowder. Ask for Brent at Town Toyota or call me now at 888-5000.
My first experience with CVCH, I had to come in with my daughter by myself with a cut in my hand that required stitches. And the care and compassion of CVCH was really significant, that they took the care and compassion and made me feel more as a human instead of just a patient there. The care they have for their community all around, inside and outside the clinic, is what I feel like is different. And that's what makes me want to come back to CVCH and recommend them to my friends and family.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. The Eastmont Wildcats made a switch at quarterback last season, moving Kalen Massey out to wingback and putting junior Carson Everhart behind center. The move worked as Massey led the Big Nine in scoring, and Everhart solidified himself as a dependable signal caller in Eastmont's wing T offense. Coach Michael Don says Everhart is back at quarterback, albeit being recruited by colleges to play a different position.
He's done a great job this offseason. He's been really working at quarterback and, working hard to balance out because he's being recruited as a wide receiver or a long snapper, depending on what level he wants to play in collegiately. And he's been trying to balance getting ready to do that and put his best foot forward for college coaches. And at the same time, preparing for our season as a quarterback, because that's what we need him to do. And he's done a great job. He's been out throwing with guys and getting ready and preparing himself mentally and physically, and we're excited for what he's going to do for us this year.
Now, Kalen Massey not only led the Big Nine in scoring with 112 points last year, he was also 5th leading receiver and 8th leading rusher. Coach Don says he just has to find other guys who can fill that role.
I don't think you try to replace guys that leave. I think what you do is you focus on the guys that are returning, being better than they were the year before, and then trying to get the new guys up to a quality level. You're never going to replace your, all-conference kids. You just move guys around, and you might shift your focus to somebody else. Somebody else might take control and from a different position be the bell cow for the team and workhorse and do all that stuff. And we're just going to rely on different guys to do some of those things.
Now, Eastmont will open the season against Wilson in Tacoma September 6th, then host Pasco on Friday the 13th. We'll have more with Coach Don in our preview of Eastmont coming up tomorrow here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox 20th season was one for the record books. They made it back to the postseason for the first time since 2013 and nearly qualified for the West Coast League Championship. Voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, joined us on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to reflect on a banner summer.
With it being the 20th season, right from the get-go, coaching, management, myself, we all said, it's the 20th season, why not make some more history while we celebrate our rich history? And making the postseason was a big step forward. This is a town, a fan base that is very accustomed to winning, and for us to get back to that point, at least taking this step toward getting that 6th championship, that's gigantic for us. And I think we're really proud of the effort, but we're looking for more next season.
Victoria ended Wenatchee's season in Game 3 of the West Coast League Divisional Series on a 2-run walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th. Norman says the reaction of the players said a lot to Coach Kyle Crustangel.
It looked from up high, from behind home plate, it looked like they were down. But a lot of those guys were people who had only been with the team for maybe a little over a week. So I was kind of wondering how upset can some of them be, and I totally would understand if they weren't that upset. But Kyle told me that he said to them, he said, the fact that I can look in all your faces and actually be able to tell that you're disappointed tells me a lot about you guys as ball players and your commitment to the team. So the way they continue to gel, even as so many of our core pieces, so many of ours, we call them day one players from like June 3rd when the season began, the fact that so many of those guys were gone, new ones were coming in, and the returning members who'd been there since the beginning of the year, we're still able to get them to gel. That said so much, I think, about the chemistry of this team and why they got as close as they did to get into the championship series.
Apple Sox front office already making plans for Wenatchee's 2020 season. Now, speaking of new seasons, the Wenatchee Wild have kicked off training camp this week at the Town Toyota Center. It begins the 12th season of Wild hockey in Wenatchee, and there's high hopes for this team's run in the BCHL. We'll have Arch Ecker on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning to preview this team and the coming season, so be sure and join us tomorrow for that. Well, the Mariners' 4-game winning streak came to an end yesterday as Tampa Bay walked off on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 9th to win it by a final of 7-6. Mariners are back home to take on the Toronto Blue Jays coming up tomorrow at, it's T-Mobile Park. Park. I keep wanting to say Safeco Field, but that game tomorrow night at 7:10. Also, the American League West on Wednesdays. We check the Les Schwab scoreboard. Hunter Pence's RBI single helped Texas walk off in an 8-7 win over the Angels. The hit scored Elvis Andrus with the winner. That was the culmination of 3-inning comebacks. The Rangers trailed 7-4 in the 7th. Detroit only managed 2 hits off of Houston's Justin Verlander, but both of those were hammered in home runs. The last came by John Hickson, the top of the night. Tigers surprised Astros 2-1. Chris Davis and Marcus Semien each hit 2-run home runs, and Stephen Piscotty contributed another solo shot. Oakland powered past New York 6-4. Well, the Seahawks continue their training camp at the VMAC in Renton as they prepare for Game 3 of the preseason Saturday against the Chargers. Coach Pete Carroll says rookie receiver DK Metcalf underwent knee surgery on Tuesday. Things are looking pretty good.
It was a minimal surgery and minimal findings, so we have high expectations. We'll go week to week with it and see how he does, and we really don't have any concern that he won't get back soon. So we're excited that we got it done. It was the kind of deal we could have put off and waited, but we thought we'd use the time frame that we had available, and hopefully it'll work out just right for us.
Do you have any more optimism or read on him being ready for the start of the regular season?
We're going to go week to week and just see what happens. And I don't think there's no indications it's going to be a long return. It's going to be a shorter return than long. So we'll see how we can do with this and keep our fingers crossed for him.
Russell Wilson and the starting offense expected to see quite a bit of playing time Saturday night. Carroll says we'll also see Geno Smith as the backup quarterback, not Paxton Lynch.
Paxton's, we're going to hold him out this week. Didn't quite make it back yet, and passing all of the protocol and all. And we're just going to take care of him. I think it's a good idea. Geno needs to play a lot, and so it'll work out. But really, this is because we want to take care of Paxton. He took a nasty hit. His neck's still sore.
Seahawks and Chargers will kick it off 7 o'clock Saturday night. You can watch it on Fox or hear it locally on KPQ. That's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And recapping tonight's top story, Washington Governor Jay Inslee has ended his run for president after 4 months and little nationwide support. Inslee made the announcement Wednesday night and announced today that he will run for a third term as governor. Earlier this week, Inslee topped 130,000 individual donors to his campaign. That's one of 2 benchmarks needed to participate in the fall Democratic presidential debates. However, the second requirement, at least 2% support in 4 national polls by next Thursday, seemed unreachable. Inslee has struggled to reach 1% support. Attorney General Bob Ferguson, who was expected to run for governor if Inslee did not, he said today he'll seek another term as Attorney General. His campaign focused almost exclusively on climate change, and in announcing his withdrawal from the race, Inslee said he successfully made it part of the national discussion. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host, Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator.
Make plans to attend the August 30th grand opening of the all-new Goodwill on Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick.
I am Dan Koontz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got news, we got sports, we got weather, we got obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Those actresses from the 70s that I had a huge crush on: Lindsay Wagner, Jane Russell, Meryl Streep, Barbara Bush. Wanted to wish her a happy birthday. It gave me an excuse to throw her picture up on my show. Exclusive distributors of Life Water, now available in the shatterproof plastic bottle.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, mornings at 7 o'clock on the NCWLIFE channel.